Hello guys, today we're going to be, oh my gosh, what happened there? We're going to be taking a look at a severe weather threat for tomorrow. We have a slight risk for New York, West Virginia, Ohio, Virginia, and all those smaller states, Maryland, those states, there so many small states over there. What? Oh, I think it may have just been updated. Hold on. No, it definitely was not just, I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh the page really quick. I don't think it was updated, so we're good. But yes, we do have a marginal risk as well that extends to basically almost all of Ohio, West Virginia, all the way down to South Carolina, and all the way up into Maine as well. Now, tornado risk, very low, 2% chance. It's still a chance of a tornado, but it's only a 2% chance of seeing it. And that goes all the way to South Carolina, all the way up to New York. Now, the wind threat, 15% chance. That's a really big area of the risk area, which is basically all of the, if you're in that marginal or slight risk, you're going to be under a wind threat. And also, if you're under the marginal risk or a slight risk, you're most likely going to be under the hail risk, which is for, Vermont. Massachusetts is also in it a little bit. Excuse me. Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, a little bit of Kentucky. But, yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I want to go ahead and take you guys to the Cape Index. So you can see Friday, 9 a.m., you can see that Cape starting to creep up the coast. 11 a.m., we start to get more of that Cape Index across Kentucky, in very southern Indiana, a little bit of western Indiana as well. All of Ohio is basically in a little bit of it. Also in West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina is engulfed in it as well. Also into New York and Pennsylvania. By 5 p.m., it's all moved more west and more north. And now we have some Cape in Vermont, all those smaller states. It's New Hampshire, I do believe. All these smaller states over near Maine. What was that? Okay. Now 6 p.m. Now, hold on. We were just 8 p.m. We still have that Cape along the East Coast. By 11 p.m., it's basically kind of died out. Alright, now with the NAM 3KM model run, here we go. So this is valid for the 18Z run. So what you're going to want to look at is how we have the northeast motion to them. Also, I don't know why the computer is going kind of crazy. It needs to kind of chill out. But yeah, we're going to see the storms are going to kind of progress up the northeast. We have storms in Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia also starting to fire up as well. We also have storms in Michigan and northern Ohio and Indiana. Some also in Canada. So, this is all, it's a lot of, help for this to happen. Now, what you're going to want to see here is the storms move through. Now we get a more dedicated line here. I don't know why it's doing this weird madness that it is. We have this dedicated line to severe thunderstorms right here. This will be feeling it. We also have a second wave back here. Nothing really severe, most likely. Just kind of, bringing some more energy to it as it moves kind of this way. Man, it looks like just kind of, that was the sloppiest writing I've ever done in my life. Okay. So storms are moving through. We get a line goes through Indiana. A lot of moisture in this area. And then finally we start to see the first storms fire up in western Ohio and Pennsylvania. And then they go through New York. We get that. And we also think, showing up, we get a very active amount of storms right here in western Ohio as well. More kind of just the lines of rain pummeling this area. We have this line right here stretches all the way down into North Carolina, South Carolina, and most likely into Georgia as well. and this will all be moving kind of that way. That's what it's looking like. So northeast. That's the movement to these things. These are moving a little bit more east and a little bit northeast as well. Also with this, this is showing up pretty good winds as well. And there's a little bit of a dent in that storm, a dent in this one as well. We also have kind of just, it's like a line right here. And then this is kind of the main line. And then we have that second line back here as well. And we also have these lines going through North Carolina and Virginia, and some in Kentucky. So, now we're going to keep looking ahead here. They kind of diminish by Saturday. Storms come off the coast of North Carolina, and we are good to go. Also, some snow mixing up in what looks to be Canada. Very interesting, because the weather doesn't know what's happening, honestly. What the heck? Why? Don't even know why that's happening, but, you know, that's just what happens when you're doing the NAM 3KM model run stuff. And you can also see all that moisture coming off North Carolina into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the wind gust for this as well. So you can see I got it right. That was New Hampshire. I'm really happy right now. And that was Maryland. Let's go. Oh, I hate those small states. Nothing. If you actually live there, nothing against you. Just, you need to... Just, your state is really small, and I don't like it. It's a little bit too small. Okay, enough of me ranting about these states. But you can see here, by 5 p.m. Friday, we do have pretty gusty conditions all the way across much of the risk area. And you can see that cold air coming in from the polar regions, Canada. And then you can also see with the wind coming up from the warm Gulf, and that's moving this way. You can see all that moisture, and then it collides right here, and that's when we get these storms to fire up. And as we keep running this around 6 p.m. and we keep going, it finally diminishes and this is at let's see here, 9 a.m. nothing really. So the storms really, the gusty winds begin around 11 a.m. for almost everyone basically. In the northeast, that's when the storms the gusts begin for almost everyone. And then we start to see at 2 p.m. stronger wind gusts. Then you can see it move into North Carolina. But you know, I can see we got 40 miles per hour here, around 40 up there as well. Down here we also got around 40. So basically, you know, 20 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, which is pretty good. So take a look at the Storm Prediction Center with the wind. That's why they have that 15% chance, a large area. And that's why, because of those wind gusts. And yeah. So I do believe that'll be all for today's weather video. So yeah, make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next weather related video type thing. Goodbye everyone, stay safe.